Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and I'm here trying a new format out again with my face right in front, and I'm also here to share a few musings, I guess a few kind of updates on some of the phones I've been testing as well. So here's a phone that I haven't talked about too much on the channel, but you've seen it in some videos. It's none other than the Vivo NEX 3 5G. Now this phone has actually been really great, and I feel like I haven't given it the attention it deserves. It's been subsumed almost by the coverage of this Mate 30 Pro that I've been testing. But before that, this was the first waterfall display device that I've used in the world, and it was the first one released in the world. And with that waterfall edge, this thing brought a lot of great new features to the market. Now, the thing about this phone is that it is a giant phone. And in terms of display size, we're looking at a 6.89 inch display. This thing is huge. And it is the most one of the most unwieldy phones, maybe second to the Mate 20X that I've used. But it is a great device, and there's a lot of positives here. We got a Snapdragon 855 Plus. We have that beautiful 6.89 inch display. We have 8 gigs of RAM, 4,500 milliampere battery, and we also have a quad camera setup on the back, triple camera setup on the back with the included circular type of design that I think is becoming very popular here in fall of 2019. Now, in terms of design, I think this phone has been surpassed now by the Mate 30 Pro. It doesn't feel as premium as that phone, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad feeling phone. Like, the tolerances are still great, and the back of this phone comes in this kind of gorgeous, you see it there, shimmer pearl white. It really is a nice device, but I think there's something about the waterfall edge that I don't like as much on this phone as I do on the Mate 30 Pro. On the Mate 30 Pro, it's much more of a kind of a sharp drop off, whereas this one kind of curves a bit more gradually. And what that does is creates a much more of that kind of green tint that you see on the display. So let me kind of show you guys here what I mean. And you can kind of see it there in this shot that I'm showing you of that kind of edge that becomes very green tinted. Now, because the Mate 30 Pros is so sharp down, it's such a quick drop off, you don't see it as much. And so because of that pop-up selfie camera, this thing actually allows you to get that bezel-less edge-to-edge look that you just don't have, as you can see there, on the Mate 30 Pro, which has that huge notch and is kind of a drag. And let's see if it has that drop detection as well. And there it goes, all good. Talking about performance, we have the Snapdragon 855 Plus on this device, and it is performing beautifully. Apps load immediately, you see the Play Store, it opens automatically, and everything flies in terms of UI. It is just a great performing device. Any phone with a Snapdragon 855 Plus, like the OnePlus 7T, like the Black Shark 2 Pro, and like this device, they're gonna do a great job with this chip. And 8 GB of RAM is more than enough for this day and age. Now, talking about audio, we do have also a 3.5mm headphone jack on this phone. So that is a major up and victory here over the Mate 30 Pro and some other devices that have removed the headphone jack. I'm looking at you, OnePlus 7 Pro. And finally, about the camera on this device. Now, I have tested out the camera in quite a few different modes, and I think the one, as you can see here, there's a photo, and I'll be sharing some of these right now. Roll the footage. So the main thing of note is we got that 64 megapixel Samsung sensor on this phone. That is a f1.8 aperture, but we also have two 13 megapixel f2.5 and f2.2 telephoto and ultra wide cameras on this phone. Now, the one thing that has really stood out to me when testing out this phone has been the super macro mode. I have had some fun times shooting with this super macro mode. The level of detail that it gets out of shots is just incredible. And just to show you one here up close, and try to guess what that is. You probably won't figure it out, but it is a fire hydrant. I posted these on Twitter, and the quality, as you can see, is just incredible. It is such an amazing feature that I wish more OEMs and smartphone makers will end up using. So that is it, and my final verdict after 2 weeks of using this phone It is a great device. And so a few key points here I wanted to mention. Battery life has been solid. I've been getting easily 6 to 8 hours of screen on time, and with a 4,500 milliampere power pack, this will run the distance. The other aspect of this phone, it runs all the other great specs like Bluetooth 5.0. It's got the latest Wi-Fi charging capabilities. Obviously they have that USB-C. You also got that fast 44-watt charging in the box with this phone. And the other awesome feature about this phone has been the kind of capacitive buttons on the side. There are no buttons here, but as you can see, you kind of press on the side. There's a little ridge where the power button is, and you can adjust volume up and volume down in that area as well. The other thing I've really enjoyed about this phone is the fingerprint scanner. As you can see there, it is super fast, very similar to the one that would be used on the OnePlus 7T, and I'm pretty sure it's being sourced from a similar spot. You saw how quickly it gets in there. It's super fast. So, final verdicts here on this phone after 2 weeks of use. I've really enjoyed my time with the Vivo NEX 3 5G, and considering the price that it's listed at of around 6,000 Hong Kong dollars, maybe you can get it for around 800 USD, maybe less. It'll probably start going down in price, but this phone brings a lot to the table for a Vivo flagship in 2019. Now, there is one thing that really makes me not want to use this phone though, and my major negative with this has got to be Fun Touch OS. And I think that's just always going to be the case for me right now with Vivo phones. Fun Touch OS is probably the most iOS-y of all the Android skins, and it even has the shortcut center down here in an area where even iOS has moved away from. Down at the bottom from like iOS 7, iOS 8 days, it just feels antiquated. The icons, they just don't look very good. Like they just have this cartoony effect to them. And the other thing was that there was major bloat on this phone, and so much bloat that I had to just get rid of, uninstall, but some that I can't even disable, which is a real annoyance. It's just not the best OS, and if you're using software daily that you don't like, it's gonna make for a very bad experience. I prefer, honestly, EMUI, MIUI, Oxygen OS, even Color OS over this Fun Touch OS. The only skin that I probably dislike even more than this one is ZUI 10 from Lenovo. It is just garbage, But right now, I think that's the one thing that's holding me back from really wanting to use this as my daily driver. I do have now the Mate 30 Pro, but with all the issues going on with Google with that phone, especially now that they've cut out LZ Play, and that now there are serious security risks to even trying to get Google apps on the Mate 30 Pro, this has now become a very appealing device for you guys to consider, which for the price point, for what you get, the beautiful 6.89-inch display, this Vivo NEX 3 5G may be the one for you. But hit me up in the comments, guys. Which phone would you pick, and would you pick this Vivo NEX 3 5G? That's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for future updates. So, new kind of look here. Let me know what you guys think. And obviously, I will be playing around with the format of my videos moving forward. And this is it. This is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.